And it's live.
That took a weird turn. James, was that your alarm to wake you up for this podcast?
That was my final backup alarm, yeah. I've been awake 15 minutes. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice.
Hello and welcome to the last week of the 2026 Oscars Trilogy, not series as I've written, because we're not allowed to call them series, they're trilogies.
How long has this been going?
I still write the word series.
I rate it.
This week, we're entering into Chandler's favourite place, the Deep South in the 20s, where he says that men were men and people were in the right place. We don't know what it means, he just says it. Please welcome everyone's favourite. I'll do it, and then we can cut it out if we think it's too much. Please welcome everyone's favourite little honky, Chandler Monk.
It's that is staying in, and it's actually set in the 30s. But hello,
It starts in the 20s. Our very own
1932, isn't it?
is it 32? I thought it was 23. Our very own clan man, James. What a beautiful hood you've put on.
I don't know where to go with this.
That's worth the £3.50 Substack membership to see James in a hood.
It's a black code.
Well, yeah, you are the Grand Chief. The Grand Wizard.
My mate lives in Malaga, and I don't know if it's Catholic or something, and he'd lived there for like a week or two, and he's just walking down the street, and there's loads of Christian people in very fancy, basically KKK outfits, and I haven't bothered to look up why that is, but it didn't look great.
You shouldn't liken them to the KKK. They're polar opposites to the KKK.
Are they?
Yeah, and the clan have those outfits because they liked them.
Oh.
The KKK is seriously unfunny people, but
I'm aware of that.
Funny they have very funny origins. Their origin story is hilarious.
Anyway, I knew that. I knew that they were bad.
Alex. No. Also, hi from me. I'm just a weary traveller on this road.
Well, as you know, I've been awake 15 minutes, and I probably would have been more ready for this podcast this morning if I didn't watch Sinners, feel how I felt about it / feel about it, and realise in preparation to have an argument for the third time in 3 weeks with Chandler, I had to watch From Dusk Till Dawn.
All right, okay.
And I was like, oh, fuck, I have to watch From Dusk Till Dawn. Because I can't go. Then I have no argument to my thoughts. And Chandler would say, "You haven't watched it. You haven't watched it," and that would have been totally right, and I'd have been totally wrong. So I did. I finished Sinners at like 11:30. I went, "Oh fuck, let's watch From Dusk Till Dawn," and I watched From Dusk Till Dawn, and then I went to bed and I was like, "Shit. These films were interesting. I actually should have some more research for this week." And then I did some more research, and then I did our research document. You should know this, guys. We're very professional. We have research pages. Do we fill it all the time? You don't need to know that, but we do. Maybe we could put the research pages on Milanote, and it'll see how pathetic they are. But sometimes they're really good. Anyway, tired. So that's kind of what I've been up to. What you boys been up to?
I really wondered where you were going with this. I peek behind the curtain. We're only recording this like I think 4 days after the last one anyway. So I've not done much. The only things I can think of, I finished the season finale of Shrinking, which I thought was I really enjoyed it. I originally Shrinking was only supposed to be 3 seasons, so I kind of hoped that, and that would have been a really good way to end the whole show. So I don't know how I feel about the fact that they've renewed it for a 4th, just because of how successful it has been.
No spoilers, but
but-
do you think that it was probably going to get renewed for a fourth, like, probably before the start of season 3? So then they could have changed slight
already
tack,
was.
so it's maybe
Yeah.
not too egregious. That the ending might not be too egregious, or do you feel like it should have been a hard stop?
I think it was renewed before the start of season 3, so they probably may have changed some things. But the way Bill Lawrence talks about it is like this story was a 3 seasons, beginning, middle, end, and it was a nice end to the whole show. But yeah, so interested, but I don't know how I feel about season 4.
Is it classic Bill Lawrence just doing an extra season of something that he doesn't need to do an extra season of because they've put some money in?
Probably.
They just.
Yeah,
I feel like someone just starts writing numbers down, and he's like, "Well, maybe it could be a 4-act structure." And you're like,
Maybe.
"Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Maybe
As
most likely.
a fan, you're like, "Okay, have you planned for this?" And he's like, "No, but millions of dollars is millions of dollars."
Hasn't
I wouldn't turn down millions of dollars.
Hasn't he got a number of very good shows out right now? Like Shrinking, he's Scrubs, and is it Roosters or something?
The Steve Carell one, yeah. I think
Yeah, which I've want to start watching. And need to pick up Shrinking again. Actually, did you watch? Have
Alex,
you
what
watched?
have you done?
Oh, go on, Alex.
Very little. I went yesterday. I had a huge day where I watched this. I went and had a suit fitting, which I don't enjoy. I don't like wearing suits.
What's the suit fitting for?
A wedding.
Your wedding?
No.
You imagine?
Okay, good. I thought you were about to have. I genuinely had the thought that Alex was getting married and he didn't tell either of us.
Great content, crashing it.
this-
We'll go mic'd up.
and this would have been the way he tells us, and it's like it's tomorrow. And I'm like, what the fuck, mate?
I was like, I'm free.
Yeah, I don't
I'll get the day off work.
wearing suits.
Why?
Whose
It
wedding
feels
is it, by the way?
It feels like dressing up. My friends.
It is dressing up.
I like the occasion of wearing
You
a
have
suit.
other friends.
But it feels like dressing up like
You feel
when
a
kids
costume
would wear
rather
like
than
a Superman. Exactly. Yeah.
It's not the same, but it's dressing up
It
in
is
a
the
way.
same. It's totally the same.
Well, I don't think you're going to try and.
But I
save
do
people from a
like
burning building in your suit.
yeah. I when I am in a suit, and then I'm like, I should wear suits more often. And then every time I go to put a suit on, I'm like, God, this is tedious and just gross.
What suit?
I'd
What
agree
suit size
that
are you?
tedious. What?
I
They
don't
can't
know,
ask a
big one.
man that.
Never ask a man his suit size and a woman her shoe size.
Fair enough. James, would you like to add on anything quickly other than what you did last night?
Season finale of Scrubs. Watch that. Glad it's back.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. It's not like it's actually probably the worst episode of the new series, but it was pleasant.
Oh, that's always good.
It was pleasant. Just a lot of stuff happened too fast with a lot of characters and story threads that they will obviously do in the next series. But all of these new story threads, one of them wasn't too bad as there have been hints to it throughout the series. But there was another. Chandler, cover your ears. I know you're going to edit
don't
it.
say it.
Can't. I'll just say it. You won't get anything from it.
No, don't spoil it.
There was a storyline with JD that started in this episode and just went at 100 miles an hour and feels like it should have been going on for the last 8 episodes. More so, which kind of annoyed me. But it's still great. Still love it. Glad it's back. Bill Lawrence is making bank.
Do you think? Because I had this thought watching. I haven't seen the series finale, but I've watched up until the one before that.
Yeah.
Do you think? Because I had this thought watching the penultimate episode that the series would be much better as a whole if it was like a 24 episode season, because then they could. Because I thought like a couple storylines were just like hashed out within 20 minutes, and you're like, old Scrubs would have hashed this out over like 4 episodes.
Maybe not 24 episodes, but I agree that there could have been more. And as it goes, I mean, that's not how TV's done that much anymore.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been what the hell was that? It would have been extremely expensive for them, I'm sure. And a reboot for the first time in 15, 16, 17 years is at risk of failing hard. So I don't blame them for doing it. I hope the next series is longer. I don't think it needs to be 20 odd. But yeah, I think that there's so much room for there to be more lasting storylines with patience, like they did in the old Scrubs for a few episodes, even if it's just one or two, and obviously some for an almost entire season or a couple seasons. That they're around. I remember that, I can't remember her name, but that old blonde lady that was in that hospital, and they showed the intern at the time who picked up a thing for a medical waste bin and reinfected her with a virus, which was that was so sad. More stuff like that, but it was an absolutely fine reboot, really, really good, even. And what else have I done? The reason that we're doing this in the morning is we couldn't organise any other night and to record like we normally do. And one of those reasons, on Friday I went to a gig. I went to Jordan Ward, and it was very good at Electric Brixton. But, however, there was, behind me and my partner, there was this guy who was about as tall as me, but like hencher than me, which isn't hard. And it was really hot in there, and he stumbled at one point. Like, okay, whatever, just thought someone pushed him. And then about 5 minutes later, he goes down like a sack of bricks. And he's like wearing like a thick bomber jacket, and he's just fainted. And then like we're quite near the front.
I thought you were say when he was wearing a big bomber jacket, he just bounced.
No, that would be a puffer jacket, Chandler. Come on, get your attire right. What I mean. And we helped him get to the medics and stuff. We were quite near the front, so we'd go to the back. But fuck me, people at gigs can be arseholes. There were these like 3 dickheads stood like across for us. They're like, "There he's all right, leave him there." And I'm like, "Are you his mate? Can you help him?" They're like, "No, he's not our mate." I'm like, why the hell are you saying he's all right then? He's just fainted. This man cannot see 5 feet in front of him. He looks like a deer in the headlights. There's no idea what's going on. And we like, "Do you want to go get some water?" He's like, yeah. But like, it takes ages to get that answer out of him. Like, who the hell does this prick think he is, telling him this guy is like okay to stay there, and they're not even his mate? Like, you don't know him. And if he like, it really made me angry. And then as we're leaving,
Chandler.
we're leaving. We had to call an ambulance for someone else, as there was just a lady who passed out in the middle of the street at the traffic lights. We're like, holy shit. But she was a homeless lady, bless her, and I think she just wanted some help, and it was a bit like a show. Poor lady. But that was fun, calling the ambulance for that. And got a bus and went home. Good gig though, really enjoyed it.
What an end to that story.
Chandler John Coffey for the Green Mile, Michael Clark Duncan. Don't turn off the lights, I'm afraid of the dark. That's how I imagine the guy behind you who you were helping, just an absolute man mountain.
He was a big lad, but not like huge, but he was heavy. I was like holding him up. Like, to walk him
why
out.
did he faint? Like what happened?
I think he overheated.
Drunk?
It was no.
Overheated?
No, I think he overheated.
Like a toddler.
It was absolutely.
Man definitely was hot.
It was scorching in there. It was so hot. So I wasn't surprised. But who knows? Maybe he popped a pill or something, or smoked in there or something. But I don't think he was drunk. He was there around the same time as us. So I remember noticing him, and he was just stood. I think he was on his own. Bless him. We asked for how he got on to the security and the medic afterwards, and they were like, he just went home. We're like, well, that's actually concerning. That he's on his own. Didn't call anyone. But anyway, Jordan Ward's tour was good, and it was the final night, and I'm glad that we went.
And you bought some merch.
I always got to buy some merch. I'm a sentimental fiend, me.
Should we talk about a film that involves the KKK?
Yeah. Let's get sentimental about these guys with a great merch.
So where you going? These what, Alex? These what?
Guys. Right then, Sinners, 2025, directed by Michael Kugler.
No, Ryan Coogler.
Sorry, what? Ryan Coogler.
Kugler.
What were you reading that it said Michael?
Frazzled. This film, synopsis, letterbox, and we'll see how this matches up to the Rotten Tomatoes one. Trying to leave behind their troubled lives, twin brothers return to their hometown and to start again, only to discover that even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. It got a 7.5 on IMDb. This is why IMDb sucks. 4.1 on Letterboxd, which I guess equates to about an 8.2. So it's not far.
Anything over 4 on Letterboxd is like, ugh.
Yes, but popcorn meter, 96%, through the roof, and tomato meter, certified fresh at 97. But according to one geezer from The Guardian, 3.5 stars. Oh no, just 3 stars. 3 stars out of 5. Which annoyed me.
Racists are everywhere, Alex. Don't worry about it. Well, I actually do worry about it, but you know.
It's right Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian. He might be the least racist man in the world.
Isn't it like statistically there's like 1 in 3 racists in the world?
In the world.
So which means even, it could be one of us.
James hasn't even said anything today.
I couldn't hear Alex then, so I'm just going to be like, pretend offended. Is that the closest we've had a film on the tomato and popcorn meter on Rotten Tomatoes of the reviewers and the audience being so aligned?
No, I think we've had similar.
Okay, good chat.
I can't remember what film it was. We have done some greats.
Yeah, like The Boy and the Heron.
Good film. Very unrelated to
if you say so. What did you guys think of the film?
I'll let James start.
Early thoughts of it was, holy shit, this film is so well shot. Everything felt so intentional. Every shot, even like the 3 camera setup in them driving of Michael B. Jordan character. Well, he's got 2, Smokestack and the twins. The shot of Stack, Slim, and Sammy. Sammy, their cousin, and Slim, just some dude that was playing harmonica at a train station that they wanted to recruit because they're opening a bar.
Some dude.
Even that, just stunning. Everything felt so intentional. A particular shots I liked were when Smoke goes and visits Ruthie, I think it is, his old flame before he moved to Chicago.
Annie.
Sorry? Annie. I'm getting mixed up to characters, aren't I? You're right, it is Annie.
It's worse than when I said Michael.
Yeah, well, I've just not... Annie's not on the cast list. I've copied and pasted. That's a mistake from me. Yeah, when you go see Annie and how they change the camera shots quite a lot depending on like how they're feeling in the scene. And there's a point where they go really, I don't know how to describe it other than flat, like dead on. And it feels quite jarring when they do, but it really feels like they are against each other and not together in that point. And yeah, I thought it, I really, really enjoyed it.
Talking about things being intentional, I noticed something in this film that I think I hate when films do this. And this isn't just genuinely to this film, but I think it's to every film I watch when this happens, is I hate it when films change aspect ratio halfway through the film and then change back and keep changing. It fucking pisses me off. Because when you notice it, I mean, it's just such a ridiculous detail. But when you notice it, it takes you straight out of the film, and you're like, it's just like just stick to one. Like the most famous scene from this whole film And the whole film is based around music, which I love. The thing I really genuinely love about this film is all the music used, like the score, all the songs that they sing within the movie, all the blues, even like the country-esque Irish music that the vampires sing. Spoiler: there are vampires in this movie. I think all the music is genuinely amazing, and the fact that it won the best original score, I think that's nailed on 100%. It's incredible. I'm a bit surprised it actually didn't win best original song, but I think it lost best original song to K-pop Demon Hunters, which that song just went absolutely
Massive,
viral,
wasn't it?
Yeah. But I prefer "I Lied to You" than "Golden." That's the name of the song, isn't it? From K-pop Demon Hunters. But yeah, aspect ratio changes. I fucking hate. And it really takes me out of the film. I hate it when every film does it, not just this one.
I get what you mean. I mean, it was. So I was just reading up on this, and it was shot on a mixture of IMAX and 70mm for Ultra Panavision, or someone said 68mm for the widescreen. One, IMAX is very expensive. They're in the news at the moment. I'm not sure why, but Disney aren't using IMAX anymore and coming out with their own technology for future Marvel films, etc. I don't know what's happened there.
But I get that it's expensive.
But also,
and
I
it would have
appreciated what
I
appreciate.
For 1 sec, because I lost what I was actually originally going to say. Sorry, James. The one famous scene from the film is the music scene when he plays "I Lied to You," and it's the mixture of the past, the present, and the future all coming together.
I want to talk on that.
See,
more
that would have made sense. You see, that would have made sense if they just used the IMAX for that scene and nothing else, and not the fight scenes at the end. So for the end fight scene. So if they just used it for that scene where like it is genuinely about the past, the future, and the present coming together, you could actually say that's why it changes how they film it. That would have been cool.
I can understand why you don't
doing it at the end,
like
and I'm like,
it,
this is really pissing me off.
I did like how they did it with intention. It didn't bother me at all. I actually really liked it. I liked what they were trying to intend with those moments when it was.
You're not a film watcher, James.
I'm not, but I just like pretty things and creativity.
Yeah, but you're not.
I
hate
such a being taken out of the film.
Vest wearing.
I hate being taken out of the film. That's what I hate when I'm watching a film, and things like that. If you notice them, they take you out of the film.
So when I noticed them as well, I was like, oh, I like that, and it was always done on the outdoor scenes, and the outdoor it needs to be. There's more wide shots, more long shots, and they did it when they were like opening barn doors and things, and it just really opens up the visual. And whereas like the IMAX is used often when they're indoors, and they say in that second half when they're in the barn, in the bar, they're trapped. So I really like how they did it. I completely can sympathise with it taking you out of the film. I did notice it quite often, but I missed it a lot because I was just so engrossed. But I didn't mind it for the visual.
Lovely. I really enjoyed it. I went into it thinking, because I'd only read reviews before I went in. All the reviews I'd read were like, it's a weird vampire story, and I was like, is this going to be like Deep South Twilight? But I loved it. I like you say, James, I loved looking at it. It was a nice film to look at. It didn't take me out during it, but going into it, I was just thinking, I wonder if Michael B. Jordan will be as good at playing two people in a single film as Tom Hardy. And I think he did it.
I agree. I think he was very good. And the characters were different enough as well for him to really kind of like flex his acting chops.
Alex was not expecting you to come out with that sentence.
That came from far left field.
It's the fourth time Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan have worked together on like 4 major blockbusters. They did a film together in 2013. They've done the Black Panther films as well. And someone I can't remember who the actor is, but likened them both to Scorsese and someone. Which
De Niro.
Huh?
It would be Scorsese and De Niro. I reckon.
No, shouldn't it be
wouldn't go
Scorsese and
into-
DiCaprio? Surely. That's his director. You're
Or
a director.
Scorsese and someone.
They've been in 5.
These nuts.
They've collaborated on 5 acclaimed films. So Fruitvale Station in 2013, Creed, and the Black Panther franchises through to Sinners. And I read that line of Scorsese and whoever. I thought, wow, people are going to hate that. But it's once again, it's what the thing I mention all the time. It's nostalgia bias and things. It's just like there has to be greats of today, and you won't realise it for another 20 years, 30 years, sort of thing. So
why would they hate
I'll
that?
accept it. I think people would hate the comparison because they'll be like, "Oh my god, Scorsese! How can you compare a newer director to Scorsese?" And it's like you almost have to give time for those things to be.
No, I don't think they're comparing directors. I think that it's just the relationship they're comparing when they say that. I think just purely the relationship, which I guess
Although in saying that,
their fourth blockbuster.
Yeah,
It's going strong.
in saying that though, I do really like Ryan Coogler as a director. I actually really love Creed. Not Michael Coogler, Alex. I really love Creed. I really like Black Panther as well. I'm not seeing the other one that he's done with Michael B. Jordan. I forgot what I was going to say now. Fuck. But yeah, no, going back to what Alex said about he read the reviews of like it's a vampire film set in the Deep South. See, in writing in my take, that I've actually written up a whole take, which I don't normally do. I think it comes down to because when I saw this film, I saw it in the cinemas, and when it first came out, and all I had heard about the film was that it was amazing. It's so original. Michael B. Jordan's great in it. Those are basically the 3 things I had heard. Nothing mentioned about vampires, and I'm not saying that the vampires bring it down. I just like when you hear something is so original, you don't expect it to then turn into something like that. You don't halfway when it's revealed that there are vampires in the film, you don't expect it because you've been told that the film is so original. And then this is where I'm going to say that again, you hear a film is so original, you don't expect it to be such like another very famous film as well. When you hear something's original, that is why I think. And I wrote the first line in my written down take, which I probably won't do now, is the fact that I'm glad I've rewatched this film because I think once I noticed that in the cinema, it did hamper my opinion of the film watching it for the first time. And the film that it is very like is From Dusk Till Dawn. I still maintain there are massive similarities between the film. However, that is not necessarily a bad thing. As I said with Marty Supreme and Uncut Gems last week, they are very similar films, just with the main protagonist wanting 2 different things.
I'd love to start on this now and not go back to the Oscars it won. I also want to talk about that music scene more in depth with you both, the performance scene, because I think it is just ridiculous.
The best scene in the whole film.
It's just gorgeous. It's unbelievable. I've got a quote from Ryan Coogler from a preview event of the film where he talks about the film inspirations or what he's taken influences from. He has, I draw on so many, and it's a very genre fluid film. There's a lot of the Coen brothers influence in this, starting with, I would say, Inside Llewyn Davis. Definitely some Fargo. Robert Rodriguez is a big one. I think on the nose, it would be easy to make From Dusk Till Dawn comparisons.
James, very quickly, can you pronounce that first film again for me, please? The film that you said Inside something. Just pronounce that film again. Inside.
I can't say it. I can't say it.
Just say it one more time for me, please. Say it one more time for me, please.
I said like Llewyn, but I don't know how to say it.
Llewellyn.
Sir, our Welsh listeners have gone.
That's fine.
Fuck, we lost Wales.
Sir, Wells is gone. Say that again, Chandler. Llewellyn.
Yeah.
It's probably not even pronounced that way in Welsh. Isn't 2 L's like a D sound? Okay, I draw on so many. It's a very genre fluid film. there's a lot of the Coen brothers influencing this. Started with, I would say, Inside Llewellyn Davis. Definitely some Fargo. Robert Rodriguez is a big one. I think on the nose, it would be easy to make. It would be easy to make From Dusk Till Dawn comparisons, but it's actually quite close to The Faculty, which is a remake of The Thing, which is one of my favourite movies and definitely my favourite horror movie. You've started the comparisons with Dusk Till Dawn now. I think any comparisons to Dusk Till Dawn are superficial in structure only, and there's very little story comparisons to make in terms of character journeys, themes of why the vampire situation is happening. There's a negotiation in From Dusk Till Dawn. There's a negotiation in this, but that's as far as it goes. Any comparisons between the two, I think, are extremely surface level. It's not to say they aren't there. Do both movies change into vampire fight films halfway through, give or take? Do they both kind of have that switch? Yes. Do they have some similarities in fighting the vampires? Yes, because there are traditional ways to fighting vampires, so that, you know, there's going to be crossover in that as well. And even though we've got so far away from what vampires traditionally were in media and folklore to films nowadays, it was nice to see Sinners go back and have vampires that couldn't handle some silver, some garlic, or a wooden stake, rather than the sparkling in the sun or shit. But I think I made sure to watch From Dusk Till Dawn after this, and I enjoyed the film. But From Dusk Till Dawn is a teenage boy's fantasy vampire film with tits and action and gore. And Sinners is which is not to put it down, but it doesn't say anything. It doesn't mean anything. Most of the acting in From Dusk Till Dawn is trash, except for Clooney. Like, really bad. Like, especially the kid's dad. The kid's dad is awful. The son is awful. The daughter's all right, and Quentin Tarantino is a creep.
Maybe I need to watch this.
Are you saying?
But
Are you saying Harvey Keitel? Are you saying Harvey Keitel is trash in From Dusk Till Dawn? The preacher.
Yeah. He starts
That's
really
mental.
well.
And
no, mate, he starts really well, and then he sounds like you've gone to a shop to record an advert and asked one of their old employees to act. He's so bad in parts of it. And I think the ratings of the two, except that IMDb, I think, is quite close rating From Dusk Till Dawn, but everything else pales in comparison to Sinners. Sinners has so much cultural influence and intention in the story it's trying to stay. Alex used the word last week that I think I'm going to steal all the time. But there's so many layered themes in Sinners about slavery, ancestral heritage, the story of blues music in the South.
Jim Crow.
Vampires basically just being an allegory for fucking racists and the Klan themselves. And then I can get onto an ironic thing of that when I want to talk about Hoodoo and Gerrick, who ironically escaped from the Christianization of Ireland at some point to come to the US and is a vampire. But then he is technically longing for his ancestors, and Hoodoo is a Christian influenced religion, so he's like run away from a Christian place as a vampire, but dreams of seeing his ancestors through music, through a religion and history that is Christian. Anyway, I've gone off topic for that. But yeah, I liked From Dusk Till Dawn. But I liked From Dusk Till Dawn. I really did. But the vibes are wholly, entirely different. And From Dusk Till Dawn is an unbelievably superficial film that's not trying to say anything.
Okay, Chandler. Then why is it the same?
Yeah, exactly. So, Jack O'Connor's character is called Remick, not Gemmick. Just point that one out straight away.
I thought it was
second time you got character's name.
Fuck. Now we've lost Wales and Ireland.
We never had Ireland. Not with your Protestant ass.
I agree that From Dusk Till Dawn, the vibes are completely different. Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn is very much a horror slasher film. However, to call it a superficial,
it's superficial. It's not trying to say anything.
No.
It is what it is, and that's fine. The film is.
The film is superficial. I meant that it's a superficial comparison between this and Sinners. I think misses some points within the film of how similar the films actually run of plot by plot. So instigating incident of in Sinners they want to build a juke joint, and in From Dusk Till Dawn they need to get away from they've just committed a robbery.
So yeah,
Like, those are the exciting incidents for both films.
Completely
Fine,
different motives.
fine. But then after that, completely the same. They're in a bar. Wait, hang on. A massively intense music scene that everyone fucking loves. That immediately turns into the vampires coming, which then immediately turns into the place burning down, them using the sun to do it. I feel like after that, it's exactly the same film, which again puts it off. And as you say in your thing of the film being, the vampires being used as an allegory for racists and the Klan, this is the film that already has the Klan in it. So why not just have... But why not? I don't think it's boring. I think that makes it way more culturally impacting than having the vampires being an allegory for it. We spoke about on One Battle After Another things being hit on the head, right? Like, like metaphors in a film being too much on the head and that's why it's bad. And I'm like, no. If it's done well, it's done well. Like, if this film had just used the Klan as they want to kill everyone in that at the night, I feel like this film would have been much more culturally relevant. And
it also would have been it would have been boring,
better,
and it would have been very short.
Yeah, and just to be clear,
why would it have been boring and short? Why
generalizing?
Because they would have just killed everyone that night.
Generalizing the vampires as the Klan, it's not quite right. They are a metaphor for systemic oppression, white supremacy, cultural exploitation in the South, and kind of preying on black communities. But again. But you've done what a lot of people have done, and again, I agree that From Dusk Till Dawn and Sinners share a similar structure. But they're both different films at the start. A bit like when we went into Mighty Supreme and thought it was going to be a sport epic, and it wasn't. Sinners starts out like you think it's going to be a story of these two guys returning home to start a business in an extremely racist time in the States. Not that much has changed, has it? But
I was going to make the same joke,
and
not a joke. It's
then you think it's going to be like that, and then From Dusk Till Dawn, you think it's going to be a crime film with two guys escaping the law. But they have, that's you think they're going to be different, and then they switch to vampire films. Describing a film as similar for having a big music number that starts off that begins before a large incident and killing vampires in a building is loose at best. And also you mentioned the way they kill vampires, which all listed is traditional ways in media and history and folklore that vampires are killed. And fine, they both use wooden stakes. I mean, I'm going to expect that from a vampire film with traditional depictions of vampires. So I don't think it's fair to say it copies from Dusk Till Dawn, or it's the same as Dusk Till Dawn in that respect. It's the same as lots of things. But I do agree that at a halfway point, it switches to basically the same box with something in it. You know what I mean? They're fighting vampires, but then the vampires die when the sun comes up. That always happens. That always happens. So I think it's been overplayed, the impact on them being the same, because they are. I would never watch them as, if I wanted the same feel, I would never pick one or the other. I'd be watching them both for completely, wholly different reasons, because they are extremely different movies. Alex had his hand.
Now that that's been settled, should we talk about its Oscars?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because we haven't got long left.
No, I wanted it to come back. I just think as I say before, like, if this film lent more into racism of the South instead of using vampires as an allegory, I think the film would be more culturally relevant. I'm not to say that it isn't, but I think it would be more.
We're looking
impactful
to service level.
Do you think it would have
things
more
represent
Oscars or
things
less
all the time?
Oscars?
No, I agree, and this is the point I'm trying to make. As I just said, in One Battle After Another, my go at One Battle After Another of how on the head it was, right? Because it was too over the head. But in this film, if it had done it more over the head, it would have been a better film, I think, overall. And in 10 years' time, it would have been looked back upon more than it would be as just a vampire film. Because everyone just gets drawn into the vampires, right? And no one looks beyond that. So if it had just been Southern racists are Southern racists, it would be more better looked upon in 10, 20 years' time.
I don't think
I don't
From
agree
Dust Till Dawn
at
is just
all.
looked upon as a slash of...
I don't think that's true at all. I went into it wanting a historical film. I got a nice historical film. Vampires turned up halfway through and sort of ruined it slightly.
And for me, I was like, the vampires are clearly representing something, and that's
See,
great.
that's literally the point I'm trying to... Alex
you can
literally
go
just said
watch,
out loud in a sentence.
I just think that you can go watch loads of films on that same subject matter and it not be represented in this way. I think it was fun the way they did it, and it's leaning into the vampires. They're not a part of necessarily hoodoo culture, but it's leaning into the magic and hoodoo and religious cultures of the African American community, and especially in the South. So to represent that, then it makes sense why there's some sort of supernatural element to the movie. And then using vampires, nothing new here to use vampires as a representation of something, but they are representing white supremacy, and that's why there's a fight with the Klan at the end. It's mirroring. That's the point it's trying to make, and it's how they're talking, and that's fine. It's called a metaphor, and they're often done in stories. I don't know if you know this. I know you're a maths guy, not an English
Do you
guy.
know? Here's the funny thing.
But can we talk about the Oscars now?
No, I agree. But here's the funny thing. We're literally arguing the opposite point of view that we were having the same argument with on one battle after another. Do you get that, right?
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So it's funny how
You're wrong in both.
You were arguing. No, I'm fucking not wrong in both.
You're wrong in both. We know you have no taste, so you're wrong in both.
No. Should we talk about the Oscars? Fuck you. Fuck you, guys.
I love that James.
I love how you don't
talks
see
for
the irony
15
until I can
minutes.
point it out to you guys.
James just talked for 15 minutes and then desperately tried to finish his onto the Oscars, so there was no rebuttal.
No, that's exactly. I knew that. I fucking knew that.
Tactics.
Anyway.
Tactics. 4, 2, 3, 1.
Nominated for 16 Oscars, winning
1, 2, 3,
4.
4.
It got less than. Didn't Mighty Supreme win
Sonora.
6?
Mighty
No,
Supreme
Mighty
won none.
Supreme won none.
Oh, none.
No,
Did one battle after another
One
win
battle
6 then?
One battle
one
after,
battle after 1, 4.
one battle after another won a lot. It was the most awarded film at the Oscars this year.
Anyway,
it might have won 6.
the 4 it won, because we won't go through the entire list of 16. Best cinematography. Best music
Yeah.
written for a motion picture.
Score. Because there's 2 different awards. There's score and song.
What's in front of me?
Yeah, it won
Best
score.
performance
No.
by an actor in a leading role. That should be leading roles. And best original screenplay.
Okay,
Deserved all
just
of
going to
those?
point this one out just after our full argument. It should not have won Best Original Screenplay because it's fully adapted from Dusk Till Dawn.
See, the way you say things winds me the fuck up. Because I don't disagree with you that it wears its influences. And I think Marty Supreme should have won Best Original Screenplay. I absolutely think it should
Chandler,
have.
why are you just pulling pins out of grenades and just throwing them into the room with him? I don't understand why you're doing this to me.
But I agree with him.
Michael B. Jordan did to the Klan.
I agree with Chandler. It's just the way Chandler says things almost 90% of the time. It's just fucking arsehole ridden.
Oh my god, this is like watching a real life Facebook page of a local newspaper. Chandler's just the guy that just keeps writing "kick him out" on every post and just triggering James every time.
I just can't believe the film guy of this, the guy with the knowledge, has just got the most superficial film taste I've ever seen in my life. But I'm trying to learn and watch good shit and be critical. Anyway.
So I 100% think it deserves the original score Oscar. As I said before, I loved the music in this film right from the start all the way to the end.
Do you know much about
I
Ludwig
think that-
Göransson?
I'll be honest, I do not.
He's had a bit of a wild rise to stardom in film that I never expected. He started out doing mixtape stuff for Childish Gambino and Donald Glover 15, 20 years ago. And then
say that like they're two different people.
I love how you said
they're the same person.
I was just going to say. I love how you said I'm there with Alex. I love how you said Childish Gambino and Donald Glover.
They are different
the
people.
Same person.
One's Donald Glover, one's a character. Come on, two different people. Can't believe he's playing them both at the same time.
Up.
He should win an Oscar.
Shut up.
Ludwig started out doing that, and then he's done scores for Star Wars. He's done Black Panther. He's done this. He is a modern great in film music. I think he's cool. I was surprised to see his name in the credits. I was like, oh shit, it's Ludwig. I don't know why he's dropped the Van. It was Ludwig Van Goranson. Now it's just Ludwig Goranson, and I don't know what's happened to Van.
Oh, I knew who Ludwig Van Goranson was.
Oh, there you go.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
I really enjoy it. I think it wholly deserves the original score. I also think I prefer I Lied as a song. I prefer I Lied to You than Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. So I think maybe that's. I think K-pop Demon Hunters won Golden just because it's how viral that song went. Everyone's heard that song. I actually don't think this song has had a life after Sinners like Golden did, essentially, and I think that's probably what played into it winning Best Original Song.
I think score and song represents both of those award winners in a good way. It always like one. I would, but do I think the music in this is better than K-pop Demon Hunters? I guess, but that's in the. I'm thinking in the framing of cinema, and not as a pop song. Golden is clearly a better pop song for the masses. No, there's no doubt in that. But is that what I'm looking for from a film? So the separate awards lets me stomach it, because if it was just one award and K-pop Demon Hunters won score over this, I'd be fucking livid. And I liked K-pop Demon Hunters.
Cinematography, again, I also think the film is beautifully shot. I think the film is beautiful.
Do you think it's more beautiful than One Battle After Another?
100%.
I do, but I want to create conflict.
No, I also do, but I do believe all the three films we watched were visually very good.
Yeah,
But I do think we've taken step ups each time.
I think that this film wholly deserves cinematography award just for the I Lied to You scene, just for that one scene.
Wait, remind me the I Lied to You scene. That's the ancestral one.
Yeah,
and the
past, the present, the future. We've touched on it a little bit. That is amazing. I love the whole tracking shot throughout the bar of it is incredible, because not only do you see the past, present, future coming together in terms of you have the hip hop DJs, you have, I sounded so old and white there, the hip hop DJs. You have you have all the different cultures coming together, because you obviously have the Asian couple as well, and you see a past version of in their ritual dress as well, which I loved as well. I think that entire that one scene deserves an Oscar in of itself. I do agree. I'm not agreeing. I think it's one whole tracking shot, and it's beautifully done, and then it goes into the bar being on fire, which is a bit of foreshadowing for later on. I genuinely think that's a beautiful. If the film was that, if it was a short film and it was that one thing, win all 16 Oscars. Shame there's a 2-hour film either side of it.
The music scene, the I Lied scene is incredible. The celebration of black music culture is incredible, and it means more. This is a kind of an ode to Ryan Coogler's uncle, who passed away, who he listened to the blues with a lot, and going from that history from kind of ancient music from Africa all the way through the blues to R&B, hip hop, growth DJs. There's a bit in it which you get some California 80s 90s rap sounds from Tupac kind of music in there as well. It was absolutely wonderful, and the kind of honouring your ancestors, but also who comes after. and you can feel, you can just feel how much I think the film and that scene especially meant to Ryan Coogler and how important it was. And given the hoodoo side of the film, one, by the way, the visuals and the tracking shot and how it was all put together alongside the music was incredible. But then in the wider themes of the film, looking into the spiritual practice of hoodoo, which is a closed spiritual practice. So it's a African religion mixed with Christianity. But if you are not an African American, or of slave descent, you really are limited. You shouldn't really be indoctrinated. There's a lot of ancestral karma kind of for dabbling in it if you're not apart from that, but it doesn't mean you can't practice it. There are other, in the Appalachians, there's hoodoo-esque religions of white people and things and different cultures and throughout the states. But that was all about ancestral conjuring in hoodoo, and not to be confused with voodoo. And that's what I mentioned earlier with the Irish guy said the wrong name of coming in. That the music was what attracted him to the place, because he can't. He's locked to this land. He can't see his ancestors as a vampire, and he wants to take Sammy, who Miles Catton, by the way, incredible performance, and what a voice! What a voice! Oh my god, incredible! Yeah, I've rambled on. It was so good.
I'm surprised he wasn't nominated for a supporting role Oscar.
Was he not?
I think so. It was the guy who played Slim, Delroy Lindo.
He was good as well. He was sick. The way he I'm holding off the vampires on my own. And they just died.
Right. Should we get,
the other thing, I don't think, as I said, for an actual... Sorry, were you going to say something, Alex?
No, I was going to say, should we get into takes?
No, I was just going to say one last thing.
Oh shit, it's 11. Yes, we should.
I don't... Wait, just 1 minute of this. I think that I don't... As I say, I know I made a joke that it shouldn't have won Best Original Screenplay because it's from Dust On, but in all seriousness, I think that it shouldn't have won Best Original Screenplay, because I think after the big fight scene, after the big vampire fight scene, I actually do think that the film drags a little bit, and it has 4 different endings, a little bit like Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, where you can end the film now. Oh, you can end the film here. Oh, you can end the film here, sort of thing. And I think it does drag on a little bit at the end. The other Oscar I think it should have won is costume design. I actually really, really enjoyed. I think all the costumes are fantastic in the film, and especially in the like future scene as well at the end. I really enjoyed that.
Yes, I agree.
Now
What actually did win Best Costume?
We've done this with Frankenstein.
I think it was Frankenstein.
Was it Frank? Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, because I said it should have been in my Supreme. But I think when you give it to period pieces, which I'm guessing Frankenstein is as well, combined with a monster. But yeah, maybe it's just a bit of a get out for the Oscars to give it to a period piece. It takes time, and
you would normally go last, Alex,
James,
but I think you should
first.
go first. If you need to run, do you want to go first?
No, I got 7 minutes.
Jesus.
Cool.
You should probably go first then.
James, be concise.
No, because I have a lot I want to say about this.
James
So Alex,
is
you go
desperately
first.
deleting stuff.
I've got a lot I want to say. Alex, you go first.
No. James,
you
just go
you
first.
Go,
and
go.
Be concise.
Brilliant
Look
movie.
at him trying to delete things.
No, excellent movie. Absolutely loved it. I think the Oscars are thoroughly deserved, especially Michael B. Jordan. I thought Marty Supreme's Timothée Chalamet's performance was really, really, really good, and I wouldn't have minded if he won. But this is pretty damn good from Michael B. Jordan. Chandler mentioned last week. Is it just because he played 2 characters, maybe? And I could completely understand that argument, but I think he deserved it, and the characters were different enough, and he performed them both so well that well deserved. I don't think you can complain. I did watch From Dusk Till Dawn afterwards. Yes, there are similarities, especially in structure, but they kind of stop there. 2 extremely different stories at their core. regardless of the structure. But it does, where Ryan Coogler talks about his influences and his inspirations, and the film wears them on his chest. And this film is a homage to, as I say, his uncle who passed away, who he used to listen to blues with, and to black music culture and history itself. The vampires, are they a cliche example of the showing the blood-sucking nature of a real group, and in this case white supremacy? Yeah. Is that a problem? No. The film was about the twins' freedom and wanting to be free, and vampires not being allowed into a place without being invited, and then being trapped in a location that was going to be burnt down by the clan, and they were all going to be killed anyway. I think works really, really well. And when you find out, spoilers, that two of the vampires in Mary, played by Haley Steinfeld, and Stack, Michael B. Jordan, are alive because Smoke let Stack go. They're alive with Sammy in 1992, I believe it was. Sammy's become a famous blues musician. He said it was, Stack said it was the best night of his life, and Sammy said it was the best day of his life as well, because it's the only time they've ever felt free. And I thought that scene was quite moving. The influences of hoodoo along with it, and really playing into cultural points in African America that I didn't know about, was really interesting. I find America struggles to have many folk stories because the country's not been around long enough to have that. But for oppressed culture such as African Americans who were forcibly taken to the Americas, who have a long ancestral history, delving into the folk of that makes absolute sense, and it isn't something I didn't know about. I also mentioned earlier what's his name again? The Chandler, the Irish villain.
Remick.
The hypocrisy of him escaping from Christianized Ireland to then be an oppressor himself, and trying to link to his past ancestors through from the music and hoodoo is ironic, and the inherent hypocrisy of that I found very interesting when reading into it a little bit more. I just think there's a lot of layers to this film that word's going to come up a lot when we watch something good. I think Alex used it very well last week, and I'm going to use it here. Loved it. We'll watch again. I was captivated the entire time. And Chandler, you mentioned the endings. I think they were closing off everyone's story.
Fair enough. My take usually isn't as long as James's, and it won't be this time. I think I've said all I've sort of wanted to say about this film already. I think I definitely needed to rewatch this film to put the film into more perspective. I'm actually glad that I did. When I sat down to watch it last night, I was like, I really don't want to watch this. I know my feelings on it. However, I'm glad that I have. So thank you, Alex. Overall, I do think the film is good. I think it is a good film. I enjoyed rewatching it. I can take the film for what it is. I think the film does have its problems. And I've said throughout the past two films, the Oscar trilogy, that I hate it. And I think what I have it's probably my own issue, that I have a problem with expectation management when it comes to watching a film. As I said, when I came into the cinema watching this film, all I heard, it was so original, it was amazing, and Michael B. Jordan was great. And I think that's my own problem, in the fact of I don't think this is an original film, in essence. I think, as James says, hi Sonic, I think it does wear its inspirations wholeheartedly on its sleeve and in its screenplay, so I don't think it is an original
think
film.
This is the same thing from film as From Dusk Till Dawn? Do you truly think that? Because if you're not reading into anything and you're being superficial, as I said. Like, do you truly think that? Other than just purely structural.
I think it wears its influences right there within the page. So I thanks. You really hit me off my fucking flow there, you prick. So yeah, so I think if the film didn't use vampires and it used, I think what could have been really interesting if they explored is if they because it explored them stealing from the Chicago gangs. I think it could have been interesting if they'd been attacked by the gangs instead of the Klan or the Klan. I think the film would be better if it was that. Why is that boring? But that isn't a boring film to me. That is an exciting thriller. So is this. That's exactly the point. So to call it original, and it was the best thing since sliced bread when it came out in the cinemas, I think is overhyped. And I hate when films are overhyped and give you a sense of expectation. Like the film, I don't think it should be the most nominated Oscar film ever. I think there are definitely films that are better that could be given that accolade.
That's probably due to the lack of quality films we get nowadays, to be fair.
Yes,
originals.
Probably.
And why it gets so many, so it's not spread out as much as it used
probably.
to be.
The other thing that I think this film does is I think it treats the viewer as an idiot, because in the final third, there are a lot of flashbacks to things that only happened 20 or 30 minutes before that. So like, here, make sure you remember this. You know, it only happened 20 minutes ago. So I do think a little bit like that, it does treat the viewer as an idiot near the end, which I thought very weird. But overall, I did enjoy the film. I do think it is a good film. But I don't think it's as I said before with probably One Battle After Another, I don't think it is as good a film out to be. And I think that is my problem with the film as a whole. And yes, it doesn't need the 4 different endings. Kill the vampires, leave away, straight to the future scene of Sammy in the 90s. Because again, James is looking at me like I'm an idiot. If the vampires are the metaphor for the Klan, just kill the vampires. You've killed the Klan then in your metaphor.
They're not. They're a metaphor for white supremacy, and then looking at the hoodoo thing.
And the Klan aren't white supremacists?
Of course they are, but also black exploitation.
There you go.
It's just not.
There you go. What are we fucking even talking about here?
Lots of other things.
Alex, do your take.
James, you're so far off mic, we can't hear a word you're saying.
I have dog.
Probably for the best. Right, guys, I just want to talk about the aspect ratios. You know, then they turn and it's just not the same. You wanks. I think this is genuinely a great film, and I agree with Chandler's rewatchability take. I think there is a lot of rewatchability in it. You can find different messages, different meanings, different trails, much like America itself. There is not one way to go from the east to the west. You can take many routes, but unfortunately a lot of them are racist routes. I think it's better than the other two. We won't go into the discussion of top 3 just yet, but I think it is better than the other two. I think it's missing a couple of Oscars from its total, but should it be nominated for all 16? Maybe they were just like, we'll just put it in there anyway, sort of thing. I like.
You get a nomination. You get a nomination, and you get a nomination.
Very much that attitude. I like the pacing. I like the music, the building of suspense, and putting it in the Deep South is always going to get it at least an 85% on my Rotten Tomatoes score, and then you add everything on top. I'd probably go along with a 96. I think overall I'd probably give it 4.8 burning crosses out of 5.
Nice.
I was not expecting that.
Thank you for listening to the 3 Takes of Stupidity. This has been our Oscars trilogy, done and dusted, packed away for another year. We'll be back at some point soon with the 4th take, I don't know when, where we'll chat about the 3 films, and James can tell us what his favourite out of the Klan was. He always says red made his eyes pop.
Your mic's gone really weird.
Has it gone really weird?
It's fine.
Oh.
Just carry on.
James's connection's gone really weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll discuss many other things. Also, where to get the best bagel in Portsmouth. We send James on site.
I don't know if there is a place to get a good bagel in Portsmouth.
Well, you will be the man to find out. It's goodbye from Chandler.
from near there.
It's goodbye from Chandler.
Goodbye. Make sure to send your questions in to us about all our Oscars trilogy, and we will answer them on the fourth take.
It's goodbye from James.
Listen at the end of the podcast where you can do it.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Ciao. There's no funny business. There's no funny business when the clown's involved.
Please don't forget to rate and review the podcast on your platform of choice. It really helps us grow. Make sure to follow us on our socials and our individual Letterboxd accounts. The links can be found in the description or at www.hopwith2ps.bio/3takes or search for 3 Takes of Stupidity on most platforms. We're most active on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube. Please send us your film and trilogy suggestions to our Hop page on social media, or you can email us at 3takesofstupidity@gmail.com. Thank you and hope to have you back.